Hi guys, welcome back to another video, another tutorial. In this session, we'll be taking up two topics: invoice clearing and reversals. They're not interlinked to each other, but to avoid numerous or to avoid having multiple videos of short sessions, I wanted to combine these two topics in the same video. Yeah, again, they are not linked to each other. Still, I'll be covering them in the same session. Let's talk about invoice clearing. What is an invoice clearing? You remember the vendor line item report, FBL1? When you post an invoice, the vendor item stands red, that is called open. But when you pay it off, it turns green, that is called clearing. Now, what are we going to do with this invoice clearing topic when we have already covered it in the payment? Look, the difference is that in the payments, your invoice was cleared with a payment. But here, we will be knocking off two line items. Okay. For example, let me start off with invoice clearing. This is our topic for now. For example, I post an entry or an invoice saying expenses account debit, for example, 4,000 rupees. And my vendor account credit 4,000. So when I check my line items, vendor line item report, that is FBL1N, what will you find? You will find a line item saying some vendor 4,000 with a red circle on the left. Okay, assume this to be a circle. It says that vendor is red. Now, when I post another entry or when I post a converse entry of this saying my same vendor account is now getting a debit of 4,000. Okay, you can consider this to be returns or some miscellaneous things, whatever. It can be returns as well. Credit 4,000. So what happens in my vendor line item report? A similar entry of vendor is posted with 4,000 credit, I mean minus. Correct? Though, according to your accounting, according to your books of accounts, this vendor is nullified, where you were due to pay him 4,000, and in this transaction he is due to pay you something, or you have returned something. He is no more liable to you, or sorry, and you're no more liable to him. It's zero. But in the system you will find it red. Correct? Because these are two separate items. Now you need to tell the system that these transactions are knocked off against each other. So then we go for clearing. This is called this is clearing. Wait. T code we would use is F-44. This is exactly for clearing. The T code we are using for payments, that is F-53, can also be used to clear them. But strictly speaking, use F-44. Alright? When we go inside F-44, I would say to the system that these two items are to be knocked off. Then system would turn them to green. Okay. When you try to clear, there is no journal entry posted except for some exchange rate differences. I'll show you. Okay. So this was an outline for what we are going to discuss in invoice clearing. So let's go to SAP and post a few invoices. So what's the plan for our session? First, we will post two documents. One should be my invoice in which my vendor is credit, and another returns or a credit memo in which my vendor will turn to red, to debit, sorry. My vendor will turn to debit. And the amount should be same in both the cases. After the documents are posted, we would then go for clearing T code F-44. All right, let's go to SAP and let's do these activities. Where do I post these two documents? Of course, FB60. We have been using it for quite a long time by now. Do not touch these advanced topics unless you are confident with the basics such as invoice posting, payments and all. So my company code 9001, that's correct. My vendor 1201. Invoice date be today's date. Yeah, this is invoice. Amount being the 4,000 as decided already. GL account being an expenditure account, that is 4 lakhs. 4,000 again. Item is text. Did we make it mandatory? Not sure. That's okay. Now there seems to be some problem. I did not make it mandatory anyways. Someone might be using this system and making it mandatory. Just give me a moment. In fact, I'm wonderstruck here. What's happening? And I've made this fields mandatory. Wait, let me choose my vendor. Okay. That's okay. I can just enter those fields, but I'm wondering why someone do this. Yeah, it's confirmed someone has just made some changes. Look, this is why I say that you should not change the centralized components. It may impact other company codes as well. So someone has changed in the posting keys or I guess in the field status variant of my company code itself. Look, there were some fields called business area which were made mandatory. I would come to business area later on when we are on with new GL transactions. There the business plays, then the business area would play a very prominent role there. So for now, I'm simulating this entry. Let's see. My vendor account credit and expense account debit. It's because of the amounts I'm telling debit and credit. And post. Done. A document was posted. Let's check FBL 1N, my vendor line item report. We are not done yet. We'll have to post another document as well. Date being 7. Okay. As I told you, a line item stands red. Now let's post another document. This time, as I told you here, this time it would be a credit memo. Here, system does not differentiate between credit and debit memo. So use it. My vendor, paste, amount, same as I already told you. Let's enter these things as good there. Let me simulate. Says it's a baseline date, that's okay. I already told you what a baseline date is. It is the date from which your payment terms start. Okay, so here my expense account gets credit, right? Either let it be any account. I'm not worried about what is getting credited. I'm worried only about the vendor. At least that gets debit and it serves our purpose. Okay, and my vendor is debit here because credit is 4,000 and debit is 4,000, hence the balance is 0. If I make it debit and press enter, what happens? It turns to 8,000. That means this is debit 4,000 and this is also debit 4,000. As soon as you turn to credit memo, this whole thing gets for debit. And if I turn to invoice, everything will on the top will get credit. Look, business ID is mandatory. Okay, so credit memo and make it credit because my vendor is debit. So vendor debit, credit my expense and is 0. Let me simulate and post. When posting this, if ever you face the number range issue, you can always go to FBL1 and create a number range. So 2 documents are posted. Let's go to FBL1 and refresh. So this is what I told you. Let me go back to Excel. This is what I told you initially, where these two are red. Though it's 4,000 plus minus totals to 0, still system shows you that it's in red. Because for system, these are two separate documents posted. If you wish to clear them, you need to go to F-44. Okay, so now we have already done this thing, what we were to, right? And next, clearing F-44. So let's go for clearing of documents here. Accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable, under account, F-44, clear. What's my account? Vendor account is 1201. Everything just leave as it is and press enter. You'll find the documents which are available here. So what am I going to clear? Not this, of course. This was an old document. Let's check my FBL1N. Document numbers 1011 and 3001. Document number 1011 and 3001. This is what I have selected, right? 4,000 minus and 4,000 plus. So look, it's 0. So that satisfies the system. Before posting, let's simulate it. There are some cases where system doesn't post the entry. Look, as I told you, system does not post a JV because system is just clearing. Posting a JV would be like a new transaction, whereas we are not doing any transaction here. We are only clearing two line items of same amounts, plus and minus. In short, we are just turning it from red to green. That means open to clear. Hence, this is called clearing. So shall we save? Let's save. And the document number was 8. So let's check what this 8 is. I can go for display always, right? Look, this is your document 8. System also says clearing document without line items. Okay, there is a document but without line items. This is a very good interview question which I generally ask to interviewees. That tell me a case where a document is posted without line items, and the answer is clearing. Okay, clearing of accounts, that is knocking off of two line items of same amount. All right, How is it different from outgoing payments? In outgoing payments, you enter an amount, bank transaction happens, a cash gets credited, and so on. Okay. Now let's check my FBL 1N. What would happen? As I showed in my Excel, this should turn green. Correct? Let's see. Let me refresh. Look, it has turned green. No more documents. No more documents. And sorry for this typo error. It's invoice. See, it's invoice basically. Leave that on the text. So I hope you understood what clearing is. This is basically necessary where such entries are posted and you don't want to unnecessarily show something red in your books of accounts in the report. And just turn it green and just knock it off your open items list. Okay, this is how we just just complete our tasks, open tasks, and just set that yes, it is cleared. It's the same way. So we are done with invoice clearing. Very small topic and easy. If you have got hang of the outgoing payments, it is very easy. Next, reversals.